Now, if there's one thing that we could really say about 2025 is that the lawsuits between different celebrities continue. The biggest one of all, by the way, is Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni over a movie called It Ends With Us and everything going on with that film and all the claims that are being made from one side of the other side. One thing about Blake Lively, though, however, is that we know that there are a lot of those that are very much critics over this actress. There are very much a lot of people out there that are no longer fans over her based on everything going on with this lawsuit. But what's interesting here has a lot of things going on within the film industry, within Hollywood, and how Blake Lively is seemingly getting very bitter when it comes down to a large portion of the public not taking her side. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future updates. You can also follow me at Mike01. I thank you also very much for the great and kind support. Now, what's really interesting here about Blake Lively is that we know that one thing is that she's fully engaged with this lawsuit against Justin Baldoni, making all these claims about what he supposedly did behind closed doors. There's a lot of varying evidence coming from both sides, but what's interesting here is that we already know that Blake Lively is almost universally rejected at this point. We know that there's a lot of roles that she tried to get that were turned down. We have a lot more to talk about that in the coming weeks because of this lawsuit. This is, if not on the same level, or if not even bigger than the whole Johnny Depp and Amber Heard situation. Now, what's interesting about this, alright, beyond everything with Blake Lively's lawsuit with Justin Baldoni, she decides to drag in sexism and misogyny and everything else going on with the public's reaction toward the lawsuit. Let's get into this. Now, with the entire media and now Hollywood in full-on panic mode over the public backlash and pushback, and just how DEI is now slowly but surely being removed from all forms of entertainment, one monumental development going on now involves more to do with Blake Lively and what she recently had to say in the midst of the lawsuit with Justin Baldoni. Now, Blake recently delivered the following: "What you are experiencing right now is an absolute failure with our justice system and how there are so many out there that want to make the woman out to be the bad villain. I will do whatever it takes to win this case, but what I won't stand for is the large scape of misogyny that is spreading across the world, and how it's making my case to be very one-sided from far too many people and their public opinion that don't understand the truth. I will continue to reveal my side of the story and what I know I experienced with Justin. All the claims and lies coming from this man need to not be taken seriously. This is a misogynistic issue coming from the public that wants to take the side of a man who used every opportunity he could. I think this should be a wake-up call for many actresses out there that this industry is very much driven by men who are very obsessive over women and not looking at them as people or normal human beings. This is exactly why we need more films and television programs from many studios to focus on a female ensemble cast, so we don't have to worry about such issues like what I am going through and have been for a while now. Enough is enough already, I say. For far too long, women have been undervalued in this industry, and we need to stay strong to rise up to take a stand against filmmakers that want to devalue women in female roles in various roles." So guys, let me just stop here before I move on about what Blake Lively is spewing now. She decides to go the route of blaming it on filmmakers, blaming it on producers, executive producers, and how they are quote-unquote misogynistic now, and how it's very much a tough battle for women to gain the limelight. This is nothing more than scapegoating or playing the victim card at this point. I really do feel that she's dragging on all other nonsense into her case, and is really trying to win over those that are not really taking her side. Interestingly enough, we know that Blake Lively, alright, at this point, and everything going on with this lawsuit, it's not helping her career because she's also losing a lot of fans over this. A lot of people do not trust her claims, while others, do trust her claims. It's a whole mixed bag right now, but one thing is for certain is that Blake Lively is not really making any matters worse, or making any matters better, I should say, for her career. She goes on to continue, "It makes it very hard for a working actress to not be viewed as this or that. You know what I'm talking about. We are never looked at as human beings working in this industry to deliver a believable role. The criticism toward me is coming from a place of those that are opposed to feminism, and I will admit I am a proud feminist, and so is my husband." She's talking about Ryan Reynolds. "We are both proud feminists. So the criticism toward me has been the most unfair treatment I have ever seen, and it needs to be explained exposed in every way possible. People like to say I'm a liar. They like to name call all the time. And that is all coming from a place of men, toxic males, who just don't want to see women succeed in this industry. So guys, look, another lie coming from Blake Lively of how men, quote-unquote, do not want to see women succeed in the film industry. A complete lie. We just don't want to deal with insufferable actresses really taking the limelight for a role that could have been handed over to somebody with creativity and a lot of, creativity behind their own work as an actress, right? For example. So what's interesting about this, again, is that it seems like that she's really going all over the place. It's all sexism this, it's all feminism that. She also drops how Ryan Reynolds is a feminist along with her, and she's dragging him into this whole thing now again. So it's not really all that much of a shocker coming from Blake Lively to drag such nonsense into this issue. But interestingly enough, we know that everything else going on with Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively, this thing is going to drag out for a very long time, if not longer than the whole Johnny Depp and Amber Heard situation, which, by the way, she does touch on Amber Heard in just a minute. Let's get to that. Whether you are modeling, acting, or whatever, we deserve to succeed in every way possible. In many ways, we should be valued more than men because of how long we have to deal with getting this mistreatment from the many filmmakers and producers in the film industry for both film and television. So again, she's saying that women deserve better treatment than men and deserve to be valued more in the industry because they have dealt with being devalued for so many years. And that's another, misguided thing for her to say, because obviously it should be all about balance, it should be all about fairness, and she goes on to conclude, change needs to come and it needs to come fast. Just look at what happened to Amber Heard. She didn't deserve that at all, and now she's gone, all for sharing her side of the story, and I will not let that happen with myself and my career. So again, we already know that there's a lot of things going on here with Blake Lively. She's going to continue to double down and really blame everybody in the public that are not actually going on her side or not believing her side of the story. It seems like she's having a very tough time accepting that not everyone is going to take her side of the story of this whole lawsuit and everything else going on between herself and Justin Baldoni, and how now Ryan Reynolds is pretty much caught up in the mix, caught in the middle of all of this as her husband, right? So I would like to hear what everyone has to say about this whole case, because this thing is going to go on for a very long time. This thing really kickstarted in December of 2024, and it's only going to get worse. It's going to backfire on her career. It's going to only drag her down into a deeper hole if she continues to say such nonsense like this. Now again, we know that Blake Lively, alright, lost roles before in the past for being very insufferable, being very difficult to work with. I'm not so shocked that she's saying things like this, and it's very Meghan Markle-esque, is it not? It really is. They should really be, very good, tight friends at this point. But what's interesting about this is that the whole Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively situation, it's going to create more chaos within the film industry, that's for sure. Overall, I would like to hear what everyone has to say about all of this going on below in the comments. What are your thoughts on Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni? Which side do you take, just to get a good idea of the ratio? And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys later.